Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Kid Ikarus, and this is my podcast. My guest today is a fantastic hip hop artist. He's also the host of a podcast. You can catch him going live every Sunday afternoon at 7 p.m. at The Stew, a source for the underground. Please welcome Marsz, the alcoholic alien.
What's the deal, Ick?
Yo, what's up?
How's it going?
And then we jump into the full episode right here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this year you guys started back up the stew. How's that been going?
It's been going great, honestly. Supposedly we had a sponsor last week, and supposedly we have another sponsor this week as well. So I think that is going good.
Yeah,
I would.
that's pretty
I
sick.
would really hope that, like in 2 weeks, 2 sponsors. That's beautiful.
Yeah, how's the influx of like artists presenting their music?
Oh
and
yeah,
everything?
no, it's great, and it takes a lot to actually do, because I'm going, as you know, going to shows and stuff and telling all the artists that are underground to send their music in and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of them forget to do it and stuff like that, so I
Mhm.
gotta continuously remind them, like, hey, make sure to send this in.
Yeah.
Send your song in, because we just want to showcase everybody's talent.
Yeah.
That's what the stew, the podcast, that's all we do is showcase other people's talent. We also do music and do
Mhm.
everything, but it's like we put ourselves in the back burner.
Yeah.
To basically try and make sure that everybody can shine, everybody gets somewhere to play their
If too
music.
many artists send in their music,
Yeah.
your music is the first
Yeah.
to get bumped, right?
Yeah, all automatically. Like I don't care if it's only 10 people that send in a song.
Mhm.
And then when they send it in, we might have had something we wanted to play, but we're going to bump ours down,
Yeah.
let them go. And because we're the ones doing the show. So it's like, why not?
It is crazy, right? How artists they are not in a hurry to promote themselves.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it.
I don't understand
Yeah.
it either. Like they should be, and it's not just like with the stew. I think like artists in general. I think artists probably naturally pretty lazy. I
Yeah.
think there's something about the like quiet confidence of being the crazy type of person who goes, you know what, I could say things and people will enjoy listening.
Yeah.
That is kind of also the same type of quiet crazy that goes like, you know what, I could just put stuff out and I don't gotta promote. People are just gonna show up. Like I think it's the same type of crazy. But yeah, artists aren't hustling as enough.
And
as they should to
I
promote.
really wish that they would.
Yeah.
Like you can just do half. Like you don't have to do everything.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be on every open mic ever and do all that. But it's like somebody that has a podcast. I might not have the biggest podcast, but we have people that are listening that will go back and listen to the show even if they missed it while it was live.
Yeah.
Why not have your song be played on that? You
Yeah.
never know. Like I said, we got sponsors and stuff coming through, and it's still the underground. We're still the underground, but it's like we can have an underground portion of mainstream.
Yeah.
You would think
Mhm.
it should be that simple.
Yeah, I mean, it is that kind of thing where, like, eventually you guys will be flooded with so many submissions that you have to pick and choose which ones make it onto air.
And no, that's the difference
Okay.
between us and everybody else that is doing this, because I feel like we're doing something different.
Mhm.
We started the show in 2017. We took a couple year break,
Mhm.
and then we started back January 1st of this year. So, but before in 2017, we had, I think, like 100 and something submissions throughout the week
Mhm.
that we sat there and we did an audio thing, and then also we did a live show at the end of it, and
Yeah.
then that's when only like 10, but we didn't pick and choose, we just went off whoever sent it in.
Yeah, and
we sat in
order.
the studio all day going live
Mhm.
all day to make sure everybody got played.
That is wild.
And it was so deep that we had to start another show. We only went live Sundays, but then we had to start going Thursdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
Because it was so many submissions. And now we hope we don't go back to that, but if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. As long as you guys are just sending your music in.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you start getting enough viewers and enough sponsors where that, I mean, you get to a point that becomes your day job,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You just do it every day for. I mean, it is a modern radio show.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like that's what I tell people when I tell them to submit. It's exactly the same format as old school radio, except it's on YouTube and it's people you've never heard before. So it's a good way to get your music out there and to like keep an eye out for like different people to work with and listen to.
Yeah, and shout out to Kidd Muzic, shout out to Sifu.
Yes, sir.
You know,
shout
those are the other co-hosts, you know, the people that make the stew, you know. Shout out to everybody else that was a host. Shout out to Ikarus because he came through a couple times.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you know, like
it's like back when I was fat, looking like the guy, the Run the Jewels guy.
Yeah,
Killer Mike.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. Yeah, but yeah, it's a great experience. It's a great feeling when other people are so excited to be like, oh, they played on my show, and it's like, I'm just excited you sent a song in.
Yeah,
like, you know, like that's the most pure just happiness I've had, because I rapped, I've been on tour and everything. I stopped doing it.
It's fun to be like a part too of the conversation, because anytime I'm watching, like I am, like throw in the comments, and you guys will read them online, and like seeing the other stuff people mention, like the last one I watched, I didn't catch the last one where you guys had guests on the last one, like
we
some
did.
major guests. The one before that, you guys were talking about what music will be oldies in 10 years.
Oh,
you know? And somebody commented Carrie Hilson, and I haven't listened to Carrie Hilson in forever, but that song "Knocks You Down" with Kanye and Neo,
yeah,
I don't know why that song's not talked about more. That's one of Kanye's best features. It's so Kanye.
Yeah,
like it's like he calls himself a class clown in it, and it's like, that is the Kanye that I love. Like that arrogant, the shutter shades and everything. Like
that Kanye.
And so like being able to be reminded of that stuff, and like that specific type of thing where like, this is something that I thought I was the only one who remembered, but now I know there's other people in this same area that remember it, and it's like, oh that's my brother right there, or definitely. Sister. I think it was a woman who said that. Maybe Chalk the Alien.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So what?
Woo! Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's the whole situation going on today, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was wondering if there was relationship there with aliens.
Oh yeah. There was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of aliens, man, you ever see that show Hell of a Boss on YouTube?
No, I have not.
Good. It's a cartoon made by a fan of Invader Zim, and it has the voice from Invader Zim. And I have never seen him in anything else. I was watching it. I was like, why does that voice sound familiar? I look it up. And Richard Horvitz. That's Zim. Okay,
hey, that's dope. Hey, send that to me. Like you sent that
Grand
Theft Auto? Yeah.
I'll definitely send it to you.
That.
I'm like a couple episodes in.
Yeah, because I need to see that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like a weird thing because it's on YouTube and it's animation. And I feel like I heard about it from a weird source, you know.
Sometimes it happens. Yeah, sometimes it happens, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. If you like it, you like it. I'll probably like it too. Aliens, you know.
Oh no, it's about demons. I just thought of it because it's
even better.
Invader Zim, because the Invader Zim voice, you know, aliens. Somewhat related. That's how my tangential brain works. You say one word, I think of something over here.
I got it.
But there's some string in between.
Yeah, as long as it comes together phrasing, then it's all good, you know. It's all right.
Yeah. All right. So what music have you been listening to lately? Anything popping up on your radar that you're like, oh, this? I'll go first, man. Have you heard that song "Escapism" by Ray featuring 070 Shake? I don't know how to pronounce that. Do people say 070 Shake? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea. But that song, fantastic.
Okay, that's another thing that Ick you're gonna have to send me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll shoot it to you.
definitely.
I've been listening to I listen to Spotify's pop playlist every
Okay.
once
Oh
in a while
yeah,
just
yeah.
to
We was talking about
catch the
that.
feel
Yeah,
of what's going on in the culture.
yeah,
What's on, and that escapism was
yeah,
one that kept popping up. It popped up a couple weeks ago, and also today when I was listening to it, which makes me think like, oh, it's been up at the
yeah.
tops for a
Like
while.
people are listening to this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What have you been getting
Um,
your ear on?
right now, and if I just gotta go mainstream,
Mhm.
because psychedelics number one,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
listening to psychedelics all the time. But if I have to go mainstream, it's kind of odd, but I like MGK, like
okay.
whatever he drops. Juice World, whatever he drops. I got the 999 tatted. Sorry.
Okay, so when
Yeah.
you say MGK, is he still dropping pop punk music? Is that
Uh,
why?
yeah. I
Yeah,
went to his concert and it was like one of the greatest concerts because I go to festivals. I go
yeah.
to festivals, but I went to an MGK concert and I was like, wow, this is like the craziest concert
Oh
experience
yeah.
I've ever had.
Okay.
So it's like it made me want to go back and listen to his music a little bit more. And I listen to everything, so
Yeah.
it's like MGK is definitely at the top of my list. You know, right now it's like MGK, Juice World, um, the baby a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Wayne, anything Wayne is on or
Yeah.
drops
Did
or
he just
anything.
recently drop something?
He dropped a song and a video,
Okay.
and
Now,
then I think he dropped another song like a couple days ago, like two
okay.
days
So
ago or
he's
something.
he's like hinting at an
Yeah,
upcoming
yeah.
album. Okay.
Well, he said the Carter Six was on the way. He said that like a month ago. So
Okay.
it's like I think he's trying to like get on features and do stuff just to get the Lil Wayne is on this,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, you know.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
when was his last album? Was it that one in with that din 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 din, din, you know the song I'm talking about, the beat
mm,
with the oh man, it's a good one. The I think it came out in like 2018, 2019.
the last
5, 4, 3, 2, one go.
that
That was like his last
what
album, right?
CD was that? Was
Um,
that the Carter Five?
I,
I don't
not
know,
sure.
but I listen to mixtape Weezy.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like getting on other people's beats and just freestyling or whatever he
doing his thing.
classifies himself as doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the last one that I remember was a Free Wheezy album.
Hmm.
That's the last one I can really remember and was like, oh,
Yeah, he is more he's more of a get into his flow and just spit what's on his
yeah,
mind kind of guy,
yeah,
right? That's why
yeah,
his mixtapes end up being so good.
yeah,
Um, I tend to prefer album artists
yeah.
like we already mentioned Kanye. I'm such a huge Kanye fan, and J. Cole and Mac Miller and Kendrick all do
Mm-hmm.
the same thing where
Yeah,
like each album is its own thing,
yeah,
and then it
yeah,
moves on to the next and it's
yeah,
its own thing, and
yeah,
it sounds nothing like the one before.
yeah,
Um, Instead of like meticulous planners too. Like you ever
yeah.
hear them talk about like Kanye's sessions when he was making My
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, where like spending like months on his
Wasn't his
island on
last one
himself.
that Donda too? Wasn't they like he was living in the Mercedes Benz arena?
Oh yeah, I could
Yeah,
see
like
him doing something like
just
that.
for the album, and then
Yeah,
anybody that wanted to come like had to.
man, he's is it's weird him lately.
Yeah,
I mean, even before he went way
yeah,
off the deep end
yeah,
this past year, but
yeah,
like before Donda, I mean the his whole switch to Christianity for Jesus is King. Me as a somewhat
hmm,
believing Christian, a very it's something that's part of
yeah,
me, and like I was so suspicious when he said that
yeah,
because you know when Life of Pablo came out, he was like, "This my next album's gonna be a gospel album,"
yeah,
and then he made a song about bleached assholes and whatnot, and it was
yeah,
like, "Oh,
yeah. He
okay,
did. Yeah,
that's gospel, huh,
yeah,
Kanye?"
yeah. It's a lot.
And so when Jesus is King was announced, he was like, "All right, this one's gonna be a Christian album," and
Yeah,
it's like, well, I know what the gospel album sounded like, so what's
yeah,
this one gonna be
yeah,
like? And then it actually ended up being like
yeah,
really good Christian music, and I
yeah.
was like, okay,
Right.
okay. So I wasn't sure if he was
I just
gonna
think he's a genius
continue
singer.
that. Yeah,
Like I think he's crazy,
Yeah.
but he's a genius at the same time.
Well, yeah, I think that it's the thing that makes him be able to be a genius is that he is willing to cross any boundaries without fear of people getting
Yeah.
mad at him at this point. Like, I think that early on in his career, he was more of somebody who cared more what people think.
Yeah.
I think once the Taylor stuff happened,
Yeah.
he was like, forget it. People don't like me. I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay. And you know what probably happened was he knew everybody didn't like him, so he was like, I'm gonna work really hard on this next album to make people like me, and it did super well, but people still didn't like him. So he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't need people
Yeah.
to like me
They're still
to
gonna
put out stuff. Yeah.
Like my music. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They keep buying it.
Yeah.
They keep buying it.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't matter if they like me anymore. Yeah. That ability of his to just cross lines and be like, I don't care. Because I heard somebody talking recently, a psychologist talking about Hitler and about how
all right,
going there.
Yeah,
we might as well make that comparison, right?
Yeah, why not?
He was talking about how like Hitler may not have started his career hating Jews, but what he was really good at, like a comedian, was he would talk in front of crowds. And then he would recognize when they would cheer.
Yeah.
And he'd go, oh, they just cheered when I said this. I'm going to do more of that.
Yeah.
And like, because Germany at the time already had some anti-Semitism and they were looking for somebody to blame, every time he would bring up all these Jews, like the crowds would go wild. And so he learned like, okay, this is, and I think that Kanye has that same ability to just say stuff. And then when people cheer, he goes, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna stay on that for a while.
Yeah,
and you know what? It might not even, in his case, it might not even be when people cheer. It may just be when people talk about him. Yeah,
that's it.
Because he's like, I'm gonna say all types of crazy stuff. All right, nobody's talking about this crazy stuff. I'm gonna move on to the next. And then when somebody starts talking about it, he's like, I'm gonna stay on that one for a while,
for a minute.
Until they stop talking. Then he moves on to the next thing.
Definitely.
And that's a valuable skill to have as an artist. Like. Yeah, that's how you keep things going. On that train of thought, you think the Earth is flat?
Yo, all right, we're going here. No, I do not.
You do not?
No, I do not.
Okay,
I just can't think that way.
Okay, why?
Because I see the sun, right? And I see the moon, right? Okay,
both of them are round.
Yeah, they're round.
Okay,
like maybe they're just round on the outside and that's flat and it's turned the opposite way. But that's a lot of disbelief that I have to go through.
Okay,
but it's like I don't care if you think that the Earth is flat. That's wonderful. I don't know.
I'm fascinated by the idea that the Earth is flat.
I'm fascinated that somebody came up with that idea.
That the Earth is flat?
Yes.
Hold up.
Yes.
That's the most obvious thing to think.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you're walking around. Yeah. You're not falling over. Why would the Earth be round? We're not sliding down the side of it.
No, that is 100% true. But also, gravity. We don't know everything about gravity, right?
Yeah. Now we know gravity.
Yeah, I think that we know somewhat.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Now it kind of makes sense that the Earth is round because we've discovered gravity. But beforehand,
but now we're talking about like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
like, it's not
somebody rediscovered that idea.
Yeah.
That's what's
what's fucking crazy to me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So have you heard there was like a Malaysian flight 787 or something that went missing, and the pilot plotted out this specific course. They found later on his like home flight simulator, he made this course where this is
so interesting.
He was going from like an island near Australia up to Asia, right? And so he's flying over. He makes an announcement to the flight tower about he's entering into this airspace now, and they were like, "All right, cool. Check in with us in another however long." And immediately after that call ended, he turned off his GPS, so they couldn't track him in the moment. They can use that GPS later to track his path, but they can't track him in the moment. And they found out later that he was going up from Australia towards Asia, and then as soon as he disconnected, he took a major left turn towards Antarctica. And I am convinced that he's a flat earther, and he was like, I want to see the edge.
Yeah.
I want to see the edge of the earth.
Yeah.
So you know what? Screw everybody in this plane.
Yeah.
We're flying over the edge of the earth today. And you know what? I think he made it, and they're covering it up.
You know, hey, honestly, I was about to say that too. Like, I think that they said he called in.
Yep.
I don't think he turned his GPS off. I think they was like, wait, you're going a little bit too far over there. Let's get him down.
Yep.
And then we'll say that, hey, your GPS, oh, I don't know, you went this way. Nah, hell no. I don't believe that. You know? But I think that it was a little bit, that from that story is a little bit too suspicious. Yep. But at the same time, I cannot just tell myself that the earth is flat. I'm sorry. Okay. I can't do it. Okay. I cannot, because I see everything else.
You want to hear a crazy theory that I might believe?
Okay.
The flat earth. I am with all this. The flat earth, I'm like 2%.
Can I take another drink?
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay. I'm like maybe up to 10%. I'll believe flat earth, but I'm not hard. This one, I'm like 60%.
Right. I'm ready.
I don't believe in space.
Whoa.
Okay. So here's my theory.
Okay.
Here's my theory that once we leave the atmosphere, we're not traveling through space anymore. Traveling through time. The moon, the sun, the different planets, that's all Earth at different times.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Okay. Fuck.
That the moon is the Earth in, like, I don't know, 500,000 years when it has, all the life is gone and it's just a floating rock in space.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that we went to space.
Okay.
That's something that because we didn't even discover all of our ocean. So how did we go? You know, I can't believe that.
How did we have such clear broadcast video?
Yes.
From the moon?
Yes.
In the 60s?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. No. At all. I believe that. I believe that there's definitely some sort of space. There's some sort of everything. But in reality, I don't think we went there, because you got to think of the time that we did. When we went to the moon, it was the Cold War.
Yeah.
It was like whoever gets there can have bragging rights.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, the people with the best technology, the best, you know what I'm saying? We did it.
Yeah. Have you seen there's a meme of, the guys on the winner's circle platforms, when you get the medals and stuff, and it's like the guy at the top, they're all professional, and then the guy at the bottom has like the champagne and he's going crazy. Yeah, I've seen one of those memes where it's like first person in space, first space station, first manned mission to space, and it's like all these steps, and they're all Russians, and the first man on the moon is America, popping champagne.
Exactly. That's why we had to make sure that
because they kept making all the progress. Right?
We had to make sure that we was the ones that did it. And what happened after that? I remember being a kid. I forgot what year, like 2012 maybe, where we seen the spaceship go up and then it just fucking exploded. Yeah. And then I was watching it as a kid, like, yo, what is, like, and it was like, oh, and then my dad turned off the TV. I'm like, yo, all right, well, what just happened? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, why can't we do that? Why is it 2023? You know that they have a thing going out of our galaxy right now. They just passed Pluto, like a drone, a satellite taking pictures, right? And we seen the first pictures of Pluto. Yeah, while it just zoomed past and then took pictures and sent it back to us. And then there's supposed to be another planet, a planet behind Pluto, because they say Pluto isn't a planet. Yeah. So it's another one behind that somewhere, and that's where this satellite is supposedly going. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, first of all, we're not going to know anything about it until 2032, I believe. I'm not 100% sure.
So it takes that long for the signal
to get back. But I'm just like, well, when did they pass Pluto? Like, what? I'm just confused at all this NASA and,
they say, like, we're in a spiral galaxy, right? You've heard that claim that our galaxy, the Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy. Yeah. First off, like, have we seen it from the outside? How do we know the shape of the galaxy? We definitely haven't, right? We've never sent something out.
It's a good thing. That's a good thing to ask. But if we ask that, we might.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's something that it's we're crazy. We're Kanye now,
right? Exactly. Yeah. They say call you crazy when you just ask for receipts. Yeah. Like, I just want to know how You're
Like,
saying that you know
I see
it?
that you tell me you went to this store and bought something. I'm like, hey, can I see the receipt that you bought it? And then they're like, nah, what are you talking about? You're
how
crazy.
Dare you? How dare
crazy.
you question that? Do you not trust
yeah,
me? I don't anymore.
Yeah, now I feel a little bit different.
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
I've brought this up on this podcast before, but I always say this about the when we were in school, they taught us the percentage of the metals that were in the Earth's core.
Yep.
How do you know that?
How?
Like
There's no way.
You can tell me you measured the seismic waves and that gave you the density. Cool. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know it's 50% nickel and 40% iron.
Right.
Why?
Right.
And I feel like I've talked to a science person about this, and they've told me, like, well, what they did was they measured all the minerals coming out of magma and stuff, and they used that to estimate. And it's like, yeah, but that's a major leap in logic to estimate that. Like, especially,
and I'm just supposed to believe that I'm supposed to trust you wholeheartedly that you measured this out and you're giving me the real
right. Especially because, like, okay, so I can't trust you on that. But all this stuff I don't understand at all. I'm supposed to trust you on that stuff. This stuff I can kind of figure. I can kind of understand how metal works in the core of the Earth. That kind of makes sense to me. I mean, you know how
did they get to the core of the Earth? Like, I get it that it's the magma and all this. I understand that. But we can't even get to a certain level. We can't get to a certain level in the ocean.
Yeah, right?
But we went to space and we went to another planet and went past Jupiter, past Saturn, past everything to go to Pluto, past Pluto to a whole nother thing that we don't even know.
Part of me still thinks Brendan Fraser is down there with the dinosaurs.
I'm dead. Yo. Yep, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I don't even know if that's Brendan Fraser. It might be the Rock.
I think it is. Is it? Shit. I don't know. Hey,
it's one of them. One of them family action stars.
One of them. Yeah. I think it was Brendan Fraser, then The Rock.
they both did it. Yeah.
I think
it was a weird remake.
Yeah, it was like Journey 2, but they didn't say that it was
right. Yeah,
I remember. You know?
Right. Yeah,
I did my people's eyebrow. I don't know if you.
I just can't.
Shout out to The Rock.
You remember when The Rock wasn't an actor and he was just the Scorpion King and he showed up as terrible CGI? In The Mummy?
No, I definitely remember because I used to watch wrestling at that point.
Yeah,
and The Rock was my favorite wrestler. And I went to see The Mummy for
The Rock.
The Rock,
yeah,
like not to be like groupie-ish, but it was like The Rock is in this. Yeah. I'm about to go and watch this. My mom was like, nah. But hey,
I mean, at the time, did it look amazing? I feel like no, even by those standards, it was pretty bad animation.
I mean, I don't know if you've been to Universal Studios in a long time.
Yeah, like 7 years ago or something.
Did you ride The Mummy?
I probably did. I don't have
any
memories of
I think they got rid of it, or they're getting rid of it.
I think they were getting rid of it at the time. But I think I may have been one of the last people on it.
Nah. Because I just went 2020.
Oh, are they still getting rid of it?
And I wrote it again because they're talking about getting rid of it. So I was like, oh, I want to ride it. And when I wrote it, I was like, damn, this is the worst ride up here. No wonder they want to get rid of it. And that's the way I feel about The Mummy.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was a funny movie. Like, it was funny. I liked Brendan Fraser. I still like Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
He's in Doom Patrol. Like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the big robot.
Oh, that's great.
Like, yeah, he does the voice. But it's great. I love Brendan Fraser. I love The Mummy. I didn't like Scorpion King as much. Yeah. Like the actual movie, too. Yeah. But
there was also a very, very rough Scorpion King game that people talk trash about on YouTube.
I love video games, and I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, I played it as a kid, and I loved it. But I was a kid, and you know, it sways the perception of how good a game is.
Speaking of kids, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Hey Arnold?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried to rewatch Hey Arnold?
I have not.
Man,
is it good?
I was watching YouTube. I go down YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So it was talking about Hey Arnold. So I was like, let me watch Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it and I was like, I can't believe the stuff they were getting away with in this. Like, it was like, damn, I don't want to say that. It was
It's really mature.
And I was just watching it and not paying no mind to what was going on. It was a lot of stuff on Hey Arnold.
Yeah, it's not like Ren and Stimpy mature though.
Yeah,
like,
it's like fart
actual mature,
but it's like it
like,
was like
issues going on that are like
issues.
Oh, these are like
the grandparents
issues.
were going through mental problems.
All the people in the boarding house have like tragic stories.
tragic stories.
Yeah.
Like the Asian man, I forgot his name.
When
he lost his daughter
in like Vietnam.
Yeah,
right?
like it was
separated.
Like, yo, what am I watching?
What
Birdman, the Pigeon Man.
Yeah.
He stopped living on that episode.
Okay.
Yes.
Does he like jump off the roof or something thinking he can fly?
Yeah. No. The pigeons picked him up. It was a kid's show, so the pigeons picked him up and he flew into the sunset.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like
he jumped out the roof.
He did some stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know what was his name. Curly. That was one of the friends that he was around. He was wild. He needed to be medicated or something.
Helga's mom is like wasted all the time.
All the time. And she'd be like,
her smoothies. Yeah.
The smoothies, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. It is wild.
Yeah, it's a wild show. I suggest everybody should rewatch it.
I think that's so like, I love that they do that. That they're willing to do that, and like they do it in a way that like, yeah, they're not doing anything that should be censored because it is realized through a child's perspective, because that's how kids see the world, right? You see the alcoholic mom and you think, oh man, she's really sleepy all the time, right? She's drinking her smoothie, she's tired, like, and you don't realize the real things going on until you get older and you look back and you're like, oh.
And remember, Arnold used to daydream. That was like his little thing.
Yeah.
So when he was the only one up there with Pigeon Man when he decided to jump off and he just envisions, daydreamed about, instead of like, yo, that show is really crazy. You was talking about childhood and I was like, dang, I had a different mindset as a child watching this, and watching it as an adult. I'm like, yo, my parents let me watch this.
Yeah, right.
Like, this is crazy.
It's funny which shows hold up and which don't.
Yeah.
Like, I was a big fan of Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents, that's a kid's show through and through. You watch it as an adult, you're like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah.
That's an adult show through and through. Like,
definitely.
He's got a job. He's got to worry about paying bills. Like, everything about that show is like, oh, this is for adults. It's just kids happen to like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's a cartoon. And we didn't have a lot of adult cartoons back then.
Yeah, no. We had The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, they probably couldn't, they was like, oh, they probably went to the places trying to get picked up. Yeah. And was like, well, we got to make it kid friendly because kids watch cartoons.
Yeah.
And then
they were still in that mindset.
Same stuff in, but instead of it being a adult cartoon like a Family Guy or American Dad or anything like that, they just put kid stuff instead of what it really was. But you can figure out what it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Have you ever heard how messed up Ren and Stimpy is though?
Oh yeah.
Not just the show, but the creator.
Yeah.
Like he's sick freak.
Yeah.
Sick freak, dude.
It's wild.
It's wild how much people got away with back then.
Yes.
Like I watched like a little documentary on him. It was probably on YouTube, like not an official one, but like he would show people naked pictures of his girlfriends at work, and they were all like 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he was very
and like
wild.
Nobody was like, hey, we should call the cops on this dude because he's a bit of a creep.
Yeah.
And like he has all these underage girlfriends that he
was making the money, so people didn't care.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
guess how
horrible.
It is. Yeah.
That's horrible.
You ever see
sick?
I watched a video recently that was about like child stars. And during it, there was a section about Britney Spears in like the late 2000s. And there was this video of her crying on a bench outside of a building and a person filming her. And she was just like, could you please go away? And she's just crying, begging for them to leave. Yeah. And they just won't because they're like, this is what we do. This is how we get paid. We take videos of you. Like for as much as for as much as there being like some problems in the world today, man, there's so many ways that the world has just improved so much over the past
Yeah,
20 years or whatever. And it's weird because like in my mind, the millenniums, like that's peak, that's like peak human stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I was brainwashed by Backstreet Boy videos
Oh
or
shit! I want it
or Busta
bad.
Rhyme videos.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah.
it Busta Rhymes that had like the his head's floating in like a machine room and there's like all these
Oh my
animated
god!
metal tentacles coming
It
out?
sounds Buster Rhymes
Uh,
as fuck.
do you ever
Yeah.
see the old Linkin Park videos, like in
Yes.
the end, and
Yeah.
the terrible
Yeah.
CGI in
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah, early 2000s CGI.
Yeah.
That's a thing of
Yeah.
magic right
Yeah.
there.
It's wonderful. Like it's wonderful because it lets us know we have a record of what we started from and then
Yeah,
what we are
it's
now.
it's funny because like things are so advanced that I'm pretty sure the average amateur animator working on a at-home
Yeah.
studio could make better videos
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
early Linkin
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, why did you guys even like put this out? You guys didn't
Right.
think like, all right, we'll make this CGI one, we'll take the chance, but let's also make like a low-budget basement video
Yeah.
with us just playing. But hey, they went for it, and maybe it pushed forward music videos ahead of their time.
I believe so.
You got a all-time favorite music video?
Uh, I have a. This is gonna be kind of odd, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but I have an all-time CD that did a song to every video,
Okay.
which is Chris Brown Royalty.
Okay.
Every song and it all like the end of one video
Links into the
links
beginning
into the next one.
Okay.
And it was like that whole thing. And the song is called Royalty. It's after his daughter. And the ending song, the last song on the CD and everything was a song to his daughter. So all this weird stuff is happening through the whole thing. Him getting into fights, him doing all this. And then at the end, his daughter jumps on him and wakes him up. And then basically he sings the song to his daughter
Okay.
and goes through their day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, making breakfast and all that. And it's like, when I seen that, I was like, that is crazy. Cause it's like, you can watch each video randomly, whatever. But it's like, if you watch it all in sequence, that last video was like, oh, and then I was confused. Like, I just thought he wanted to name the CD after his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like, now it makes sense because the rest of the songs wasn't like daughter songs or nothing. But
Yeah.
that last song, and he knew what he wanted to do. He knew he wanted to make a video to every song. And then the last was he was dreaming and his daughter jumped on him to wake him up. And then they sing that last song. And that's
Yeah.
the end of that whole thing.
What time period did that come out in?
I am not 100% sure, but it was Royalty. It was like when his daughter was like maybe like 2, 3, maybe.
Okay.
So it's like I'm not 100% sure what year it came out, but that CD.
I'm really thinking pre-slap or post-slap.
Oh no, it's definitely post slap.
Okay.
Definitely post slap.
Okay.
Pre slap is like, it's your man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
he started doing a lot more grown up stuff
Was it
after the slap.
pre-lemonade or post-lemonade?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Isn't that's the Beyonce album, right? That
I think it was pre.
Yeah.
I think it was way before.
Yeah, because she did that the whole make an album with a video for every song.
I believe it was before, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up after I leave.
I like that. I like that style. Yeah. I kind of feel like, because I really like there's a new style of TV show now that streaming is a thing where like every season has its overall arc.
Yeah,
and so to me, like, songs are episodes and the album is a season. You know what I mean? So I like the idea of being like, well, I'm gonna put out this whole season of music videos. It's the whole season. Yeah.
And that's one thing. Like, and it's like I can't really say, because not to be like that. I know the cliche answer is Michael Jackson Thriller, or
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But it's like in reality, I would just have to say that group. But if I had to pick one, I would say the song at the end
Yeah.
of Royalty.
Hmm.
That's the best video, because even if you watch it by itself, he's asleep and then his daughter jumps on him and wakes him up, which is saying in the song. It all goes together, and then basically you could watch all that. So I would just have to say that.
You know what are
Yeah.
some fun videos? You ever listen to Tool?
No.
No?
No.
Tool is I don't know if I recommend listening to them.
Okay.
They have some of the probably worst fans out there because they are very like, I don't want to say this in a positive way, but they're complex music. Like they
Okay.
have a lot of different time signatures playing at once, and these lyrics about like genes and whatnot,
Yeah.
like biology genes, not like
Yeah.
venom.
Yeah. Not like that.
But
Yeah.
their videos are all these like trippy claymation stop motion videos. Particularly their first big single, "Sober," is I think their best. It was before they got too weird. Like
Okay.
some bands, like they are experimental, but like their first album's kind of poppy, and you're like, all right, I can listen to this.
Yeah.
And then their next stuff gets more experimental, and you're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
so experimental, it's not catchy anymore.
Yeah.
Like you still got to hold on to that catchiness.
Yeah.
And the video for Sober, like, is weird, creepy claymation, but like you can see a narrative in it still. Where like their later videos, it's weird, creepy claymation, and you're like, the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
There's like worms coming out of walls. This dude's
Yeah.
face is melting. Like I can't understand anything. The
Yeah.
Sober one is just like a guy in a house, and like he gets a box. He pulls a box out of this dark hole, and whenever he opens the box, like his chair starts levitating, and then he crashes, puts the box back, and goes shaking through his house and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like all about
Okay.
drug
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah.
But it's all told by these little claymation guys.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a fun little trick.
Okay.
Um,
Would you say that's one of your favorites?
by them, yeah, and favorite music video, it's up there just because it's so memorable. When you see it, like you don't forget it. In the same way, like you ever seen the movie Eraserhead?
Yeah.
Another one that I don't really recommend
Yeah.
because it's not
Yeah.
particularly good. But when you see it, you don't forget it. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
I've not seen it.
Oh,
I know
my
of
God.
it. I gotta see it.
Ick.
Okay.
What? Yes.
Oh man, on that topic, are you an Evil Dead fan? Have you seen the previews for the new Evil Dead? I'm stoked
And I've been
for
seeing
it.
the reviews. I'm like, yeah, I need to see that.
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
seen no reviews, but like I was a fan of the Evil Dead series originally.
Yeah.
I think that Sam Raimi over the past like decade, even his new stuff, like he just keeps hitting it out of the park.
Yeah.
The you see Drag Me to Hell?
Yeah.
That movie is
love that fucking
fantastic.
movie.
Yeah.
I might watch that tonight. I'm not even gonna lie.
There's a scene where she sacrifices the cat, and like she goes to meet her boyfriend's parents, and she's like, "Yeah, I had a cat," and her boyfriend's like, "You had a cat? What happened to your cat?" And she's like, "Oh, you know how cats are." Yeah,
I love that movie.
It's so good.
Yeah,
and like
I seen it in theaters, and I was like,
I did too.
I wasn't supposed to see it. I went to go see something else, but it was like, oh, that's the only times that we got.
Yeah,
went to go see that, and I was like, fuck, I love this movie.
Yeah. I think I was a freshman. No, I was a sophomore at the time.
Yeah.
And I had friends and we were all gonna go see a movie, and I was like, "Hey, we should go see Drag Me to Hell," and they're like, "Nah, we're not allowed to go see that movie." I was like, damn it, we're gonna go watch Up.
Yeah.
And then later I found a way to watch Drag Me to Hell in theaters, and it's so fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And so like, the new Evil Dead, I'm stoked for it. I'm stoked to see.
I'm kind of excited.
It's so off kilter. Like, going into it that it's not gonna be like any other movie.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me excited. I like knowing like I'm never gonna see anything like this. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Gonna take it.
Yep. You got it.
That's my little Archer reference
Yeah,
there.
yeah, right. Phrasing. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, as far as music goes, are you working on any music? Okay, secrets. Yeah,
Yeah,
secrets.
yeah. Nah, I'm working on something.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It's gonna be something that I'm not, because I do party music,
Yeah.
and it's gonna have some of that, but it's gonna be with a twist. And this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I like you said, experimental. I'm gonna experiment, but when I experiment, I'm not gonna lie. Shit, I don't want to say too much. When I experiment, just know I'm gonna experiment, have mid experiments, and my base.
Okay. Yes, that's the way to do it. I think. I always tell people like you gotta have throwing out some secret.
It's three.
Oh man,
It's gonna be experimental. What? Then it's gonna be like, oh, this is kind of. But then it's gonna be my base.
I kind of wish you would have given me hints before this so that we could like put secret clues up in the background.
Fuck, right.
Yeah. But
Right.
that should have been something we did.
Right.
We did do that.
Yeah, we did.
Examine the
Look-
background.
Look at the background.
There's stuff.
There's stuff
You just
here.
don't see it. You ain't in the know. If you were in the know, you'd see it. Put on your 3D glasses now.
Put on your spectacles.
Yeah, I always tell people like when they experiment, like if I hear a song by them that's a little off, you know, I'm like, this is track 2.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a track 2 on an album.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a track 1 and 3 and a 5 too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like in my experience, like that's a pretty standard way that artists make albums is like you have a single on the first track and it's like maybe the most popular song off the album.
Yeah.
You're like, all right. And then the second song comes in and it maybe doesn't have a hook. And maybe it's like 2 minutes long and it's just a long verse and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's great for track 2. And then you get back into hooks and then you do another experiment like that. If you go too experimental, if your whole album's experimental, there's no hook for anybody to grab onto and attach to. And so they won't go back to it. But if it's like too many singles, it's like, oh, this is boring.
It's just
all
a bunch of
the
singles.
same.
Yeah. Look, I really have ideas.
Okay.
And so far, I think my ideas kind of work out.
Yeah.
I think this is going to work out too.
Okay.
Because the first one is going to be so off the fucking rails. You're going to be a part of that one too.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be so off the rails that it's going to be like, huh? But that might be an EP. Yeah. That might not be an album.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is going to be a mixture of both of those. And then the third one will be our final act.
Okay. I want to hear some of that. I want to hear some of that Juice WRLD, Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh,
kind of stuff
yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. I want to hear some melodies. Let me get some melodies.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even going to cap. Like, a lot of the stuff that you've heard me on and stuff like that, you know I write my own music and stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff that I've been on, I also had a portion in writing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not my voice.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah. It's going to be something. It's going to be something. I'm not releasing it if it's not something.
What is the weirdest type of music genre that you want to incorporate into your music?
Like, when you say weird, what do you mean by that?
Let's see. Have you ever heard modern Tom Waits music? He makes a lot of music that sounds like junkyard tools being banged together.
That's that right there.
Okay.
That right there.
Some trash music.
Yeah.
You remember Doug? That episode of Doug banging on a trash can or something.
On the street lights. Yeah.
So you're gonna make some this is street music like that.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a fucking possibility.
Yo, I saw this techno band on Instagram the other day.
Okay.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Making music with a like leaf blower. Like instead of having like a the video was titled "How to Make Electronic Music Without a Computer," and it was like a drum kit over here and a bass player, and then.
Oh hell yeah! See,
it was
hey,
fantastic.
like I said, I go to festivals. I'm trying to do one of those ones.
Yeah, right.
I want this, and I don't want to say the name.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be experimental. The first one that I come out with gonna be experimental. Matter of fact, it might be the second.
Yeah,
it might be the second. I don't know how I'm gonna
release them.
Yeah, but first one might have to be the shit that everybody's used to.
Yeah.
And then the second one might be the most crazy. Yeah.
Do you, besides Kidd, do you work with any other
shout
instrumentalists?
Shout out to the Fat Boys. Shout out to YK. Shout out B-Rob. And then also I have a whole bunch of other people that wants to send me beats and stuff like that, but that's just like, a lot of people are on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not clicking on any links on Instagram.
Yeah, I get you.
Not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I know you personally,
got too much to do.
I'm not about to click on your link to be like, listen to this beat.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I get it. I mean, like, I've gotten messages from producers before that are like, hey, I mean, you get the typical ones that are like, hey, I like your style. Why don't you? And it's like, you're trying to sell me a beat.
Yeah.
So first off, no to that. I'm too busy for this. But a lot of times with other people too, it's like, I got a list of things I should be doing. Like, I wish I could say yes to hop on this track that you made, but like, I got a list of things that I should be doing before you.
Yeah.
Like, I got my priorities here, and it's not this track.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if anybody is out there who is a dubstep DJ and wants me to spit a verse or some screaming vocals over some dubstep, I'd be down for that.
Can we both do that?
Oh, hell yeah.
We both do that?
Dubstep producers.
Get us.
Where you at? Skrillex.
Hey,
I heard that last album didn't do
ATLians.
very well.
Hey.
Let's get you on here.
Yeah. Fuck it. We need that.
You ever listen to dubstep? Were you a dubstep fan?
Yes. Yeah. Like I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
But I listened to everything, so I listened to stuff, and that's one of the people that was up there. ATLians, like when I went to festivals and stuff like that, Blossom, dope.
There was this guy, Big Chocolate, who used to, I don't even know if he's considered dubstep or just like hard EDM, but he would have a couple rappers that I liked who did verses on his stuff, and I was like, why are there not more rappers rapping over dubstep?
Kind of like Marshmello. Marshmello kind of been.
Oh yeah.
He been kind of like, it's not like dubstep, but it's like
hard EDM.
Yeah, like, and it's like he's getting rappers to start messing with his stuff, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of dope.
Yeah,
like, I mean, that's good.
It's kind of like the in between of like rap metal. Yeah, like rap metal's cheesy.
Yeah,
but like everybody knows that rap is aggressive. Why not put it over an aggressive type of music like heavy EDM music? Like, you get those hard bass going, it's like, all right, this is aggressive. Let's get some aggressive rapping on top of this.
Exactly.
And the same thing with hardcore vocals. I want to do some screaming over some heavy bass.
Hell yeah.
Over some two-steps and whatnot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we have reached the 50-minute mark. This is the end of the episode. This is the time in the episode where I give... Oh, yeah, so sad. I know. No, I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, no,
I'm miserable. I can't stand you, dude.
Like, I get it. I don't like you either. I gotta go refill everything, you know?
Yeah, so this is the portion of the episode where I tell my guests to shout out whoever you want to shout out. Anybody that anyone that doesn't get any recognition, companies, businesses, artists, painters, soundscapers.
You're putting me on the spot.
Directors, filmographers, cinematographers. Filmmakers, any other jobs, any other professions.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Shout out to the local 58, all them plumbers out there.
Yeah. Shout out OKL.
Oh,
yeah. We got to shout them out. Look, shout out My Shit the Stew. Shout out everybody that sends their music in. We in the stew at gmail.com. And then also shout out everybody that likes me enough to listen to me. Not music, on the podcast, whatever the fuck it is. Shout out to you. I love you all, like I always say. Also, shout out Psydelics. Shout out FAB. Shout out. Damn. Who the fuck else could I shout out? Shout out my mama for having me.
Queen Ya.
Shout out Queen Ya. Shout out Jesus, you put me on the spot. Shout out
that's
Kidd Muzic,
enough.
Sifu. Shout out Dre Ace. Shout out Kid Ikarus for having me. Shout out the alcohol company for making alcohol. Shout out.
It's just one.
It's just one that I drink now. But yeah, shout out Grizz, because he outside somewhere.
Not anywhere nearby. He's probably in the woods.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that supported me. Shout out to you. I love you.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Tui the Shark. That's on Instagram, tui.da.shark.
Okay.
Yeah, we
shout out Rico Barre.
Yeah, shout out Rico Barre too.
Shout out, hey, Ron. Okay. Shout out to what the fuck do I want to say? Shout out to you for being beautiful.
Shout out to you guys for watching.
You're beautiful.
Sticking around. Shout out to my girl Jillian Robertson. She just had a fight today. She's not. I don't know her. I'm just a big fan of her.
Yes.
And I'm hoping she did good.
Me too.
I think she fought during this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, Shiza.
Yep. I hope that looking back on this episode, once it releases, that people are like, "Oh yeah, Jillian Robertson, another submission. She's the top submission artist in women's MMA, I believe. It's not in the whole MMA in her division. She doesn't have a lot. It's not a record that has a lot in it, but yeah, it's still wonderful. It's still top. Yeah.
Shout out my dad, Major. I had to salute you.
Thank you all, everybody, for watching. Marsz, this is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for sitting down. Super fun time.
Always.
Have a good night, everybody.
I'm feeling blessed. Tell me, how are you? Just let me know if there's anything that I could do. Yeah, I'm feeling blessed. Tell me, how are you?